One of the things I want to demonstrate today is using these fire steels for starting fires. This is one that I made up, and it's a 1/2 inch by 6 inches. So I've got about 4 inches sticking out, a couple inches inside. And for the handle, what I did is I went ahead and used some fat wood or pitch wood for the handle. The nice thing about it is that I can scrape off as I need some shavings, or I can even peel them off. So I've got all the tinder that I need right there in my handle. And then rather than using paracord, I decided to use some grass that I made some cordage out of, so that I could use some fine tinder by just untwisting this, rattling it up, and I've got all the fire starting that I need right here in my handle. A lot of people think that when you have a fire steel, you've got to have a knife in order to make the sparks by using the back of your knife. But you don't have to. If for some reason you've got your fire steel and you don't have a metal striker, again, what you're doing is you're taking the flakes off the steel. You can get yourself any type of sharp rock and do the same thing without using a steel blade. So you don't have to have that little piece of bandsaw blade or a knife with you. If you can find a nice sharp rock, and this just happens to be, actually it's an original thumb scraper, an old one that I picked up, but it works really well. So when you look at fire starting, I think this is a great way to go that I can pack with me. Some of the tips that I like to share with people for starting fires, you know, the cotton ball is great. I don't know why people like to use a lot of dryer lint, but I really like cotton balls. They're cheap, they're easy to do. But here's something I want you to try. Instead of just taking the Vaseline petroleum jelly and mixing it all up and really coating it with it, you want to keep a lot of dry fibers. So what I do, one of the things that works for me, is I just take a small amount on my finger and I'll take my cotton ball and make a small wafer out of it. Okay, I'll put that in the middle. Now I'll go ahead and just smear that throughout my cotton, pull it apart, get it coated, but it's only lightly coated. I don't like soaking my cotton balls. It doesn't tend to catch a spark as easily. So once I get this coated, I'm going to take my cotton ball, I'm going to put it together, and when I pull it apart, see how it makes a nice little fine hairs on it? That'll catch a spark readily. So now when I'm ready to strike it, I'll go ahead and hit it with a spark, and it's just instantaneously starts on fire. So it works really, really well. You can still do the same thing with just a cotton ball without any petroleum jelly by just pulling it apart, so you have the fine hairs that stick up of cotton that'll catch a spark really easily. So we'll put this out. The next one I want to do, if you've got, say, a small Altoids tin and you don't want to stuff the cotton balls into it, the thing that I like is to use these flat makeup pads. It works the same way. I'm going to pull that apart till I get the fibers sticking up. I can mix petroleum jelly with this to help ignite it. I can use hand sanitizer if I want to mix with it. Just carry a small vial of it. Works really well. But this will also catch a spark very quickly because of the cotton fibers. So I like to use these flat makeup pads better than I do a big cotton ball, just because they pack easier into a smaller tin. Another material that you can use for starting a fire, of course, is steel wool. Many of you already know about the steel wool and the battery that you can strike together, but I carry steel wool with me even just for the fact that it'll catch a spark easily inside my tinder bundle. And again, this is steel, so it's burning at 1,000 degrees. And then you'll blow this into a hot spark inside your tinder. It doesn't last as long as a cotton with Vaseline, but it burns much at a higher temperature. But once it's burned, it's oxidizing the steel wool, and of course, once it burns completely, you can't reuse it again. So it's one of the things that I also like to use. Another thing that I'll have for people as another fire starter that I'll carry in my kits are these magic relighting candles. You've all seen those maybe for your kids, or you use them as kids. But if you're going to carry some candles inside your survival kit, I really think this is a good way to go. You can flare this out, probably get it started with your flint and steel if you get enough wick showing. But once these are lit, you know, you can light it any way that you want to with a lighter. You can light your cotton. And what I'll do is I'll bundle several of these together. I'll even wrap duct tape around it, rubber band. But as that starts to burn, once it starts to spark, and you'll start seeing the little sparks come out of here. If I blow it out now, it's not going to relight, okay? Even though they're magic ones. You've got to allow it to burn until it starts getting the chemical that's in there, which I think is potassium. And once these candles start to spark a little bit, it's the spark that's going to reignite the gases from the wax that's in here. So these will burn down. Carrying a candle is nice because I'll drip the wax onto my wood or my tinder to help get it started also to make it burn. So this should start sparking. Okay, let's try it now. Not quite enough yet. Now we're sparking. Okay. So see the little sparks coming off that? So I've got the wind going. It's going to just reignite itself. You could even take the whole pack of these and tie them all together if you wanted to. But if you're going to carry candles, I think this is a good one to carry. They'll fit well into your Altoids tin. And you can celebrate your birthday while you're out there. It's just not going to go out, is it? Here's another item that I carry in my survival kit. You can see I practice with this. This is just a latex glove, even soaking wet. The beauty about this glove is that the fact that it's latex is that once you get this lit, even soaking wet, it's hot latex rubber. It's like a mini version of burning a tire. So if this glove is completely wet, you can dry it out. Once you get that lit, that'll continue to burn and drip hot rubber basically on your tinder and let it keep burning.